I'm heavily pregnant, and my husband just said he wants to name our baby after his ex. This is non-negotiable, and he said I can do whatever name I want when we have a second child. Hello, Reddit. I, 23F, have been with my husband, 24M, for 3 years, married for 2. I got pregnant about 7 months ago, so recently we started discussing names for the baby. Ever since we found out it's going to be a girl, my husband has wanted to name her after his ex. It's not just any ex, but the one he dated for a long period of time and loved the most. At the beginning of our relationship, we had many problems because of her, but she moved away, so the problems went away. He really loved her and never hid that from me. But I thought it was over when she moved away. Now he has made it clear that he wants the baby to have that name and said, I can name the second child. When I asked him why he wants that name so badly, he said just because he and his ex didn't work out doesn't mean he doesn't want something to keep reminding him of her. He doesn't understand how much it's affecting me and keeps saying it's just the hormones. Is he still in love with the ex, or is it normal that he wants to name our child like that? Update 1. I'm sorry for the late update, but the last few weeks have been hell for me. I'm going to write a quick update here mostly to thank all those people for opening my eyes about everything. I also apologize for the English mistakes because I'm from Italy, and it's not my native language. I followed through with most of the advice in the comments, calling our friends, asking for help, talking to his mom, talking to him, and calling the ex. This post blew up in 2 days, and then I decided to show him the comments where everyone said we should not name our child after an ex. He said I'm listening to random social media strangers instead of my husband, called me many bad names, refused to talk about it, and still wants to name our child after his ex. The next thing I did was call his mom and mutual friends. His mom called me immature and said it's just a name and I should only care about delivering the child healthy and not argue with him over something stupid. Our friends said they didn't want to get in between us and suggested therapy as well. I was really desperate, so I did something I never would have. I called the ex. She didn't sound surprised at all by it and said she kind of knew he was going to name the child after her, but she explained it fully because he couldn't look me in the eyes and say all that. The two of them had an agreement, while they were still in love, to name their children after each other if they didn't work out. She left him and obviously grew out of it, saying she would never name her child after him because it's absurd. But she wasn't surprised that he still wants to do that. When I asked her why, she said that, well, here comes the shock. My husband tried getting in contact with her via Facebook several times, asked her to meet up, etc., and she kept refusing because he is a married man. Here you can see that she is not a bad person. And by the way, for anyone who asked, her name is Aurora. I wouldn't mind naming my child Aurora because it's a beautiful name, and she isn't a bad person, but I don't want to raise someone who will remind my husband of his ex. I thanked her for telling me the truth and asked her to inform me if he tries to contact her again. I confronted my husband about it and told him I knew the truth. Being the jerk he is, he admitted it and said there is nothing wrong with it. The baby is mine. She will look like me. And at least he gets to name her after his ex like he promised he would. I told him it's nonsense, and even Aurora said it's stupid, but he stuck to his decision. We didn't talk much, and he spent days and nights out with his single friends. Pretty soon I got a call from Aurora, and she told me he called her from his friend's phone, told her he is single now, and asked to meet up, saying he would fly up just to see her. After all those years with no contact with her, a marriage with me and a future daughter, she is still in his mind, and he wants to meet her. I'm completely broken. Divorce is the only thing on my mind, but it will be so stressful with pregnancy and everything else. I guess I wanted to be blind with him, but thanks to this app, I at least won't spend my life with someone who doesn't even love me.